So how does the environment affect the insects at the Pooter?
Well, the environment would affect the insects and all things due to temperature changes, amount of moisture, because these things would effectively bring in different types of insects, or if there's a food source issue due to the fact that there's not enough water or too much water, it's going to affect what insects would come to that river system for
What
food.
kind of mollusks are at the Pooter?
Well, there's a number of mollusks that are in the Pooter River. A few of them would be, and I'll refer to my notes, for instance, a wrinkled marsh snail, a marsh pond snail, a pygmy Phaceria, a tadpole or European Physa, and also a pouch snail.
How do the insects affect the environment?
Well, the insects affect the environment in a positive way in that they are part of the food chain. They tend to eat phytoplankton and zooplankton, and they're not quite at the beginning. They're not a producer. They're a consumer, but they're right at that very beginning of the food chain, and then they become food for little large animals such as fish. There can be a negative effect if they happen to be an invasive mollusk, in that they will eat much of the nutrients in the river system too quickly, and many of the other animals within the river wouldn't have enough food, and they would perish, throwing the food web completely out of whack.
Different insects in the habitat, such as the dragonfly and the beetle. The ecosystem relies on insects and mollusks because they are part of the beginning of the energy pyramid. The population is controlled by the secondary consumers who feed off the insects and mollusks. In the biome, there is competition with invasive species. Some insects in this biome are decomposers.
Snails come from eggs and then they hatch after 2 weeks, and then they don't like their siblings, so they usually eat them because they're starving and can't move very fast. And then they die because they have babies. Nice life. Then the dragonflies. They only live a year, and they hatch from eggs too. But they move out throughout the season.